All right, welcome back to Overtime. Time for a segment we're calling Most Valuable Pick, a stock you need to know about, chosen by a money manager, an analyst, somebody in the know. Today, it is Wedbush Managing Director Dan Ives. Welcome to Overtime. It's good to see you.
It's great to be here.
Your Overtime MVP pick, it's so funny. We just had the CEO on in Closing Bell. Palo Alto. Why so?
I view it as a table pounder. I mean, in my opinion, cybersecurity, this is the facet attack. We're talking about spending up 4 or 5x overall IT spend. Palo Alto, this is the cloud renaissance name. You're seeing more and more spending. I think numbers could be underestimated by potentially 10%. It's a re-rating name. This is one, I think in a bull case, could be a $700 stock.
I mean, a table pounder. You actually, what got my attention on this today is I saw a tweet from you which said, based on our conversations this week with contacts in the Beltway, D.C., U.S., Europe enterprises in Israel, growing concern that cyber warfare is well underway with Russia. So you think it's already happening, and this is the best company positioned to deal with that for companies that are paying money to companies to do it.
Clearly, I mean, I think threat levels are already up over 20% over the last week or two. We're seeing significant threat levels across the board, CISOs that we're talking to, as well as within the government beltway and within Israel. I look at Palo, I think that's front and center. And there's names like Zscaler, Checkpoint, CrowdStrike, and others that are significantly going to benefit in a subsector that I think could grow 25%. But Palo is one based on their cash flow, based on the growth, based on the install base. I think this checks every box. I think this is a stock we look back a year from now, and I think this is really a golden opportunity to own.
Now, I could say, last question, I could say I look at the performance, 52-week high, how much it's fallen from that. I say, okay, it's much better than the group. It's only down 10.5% from its 52-week high. So I could say, all right, that checks the quality box, maybe. But then I look at some of the other names, and I'm like, Palantir's down 63%, Checkpoint 63%, Zscaler 48%. Maybe there's more bang for my buck in some of the stocks that have gotten destroyed.
Well, it's a great point, but I think in this market, you want to be defensive and offensive. The defensively, I love it on a free cash flow basis, install base, as well as valuation. And on the offensive, as we start to see more and more of these numbers, these cyber attacks, Palo is one that's going to significantly benefit, and that's why it's one. I love it in this type of market. Overall group, it's been our favorite. But I think Palo's the one, that's the one that you put a circle around.
All right. Pounding the table, a table pounder. That's what he said. Dan Ives, I appreciate you coming to Overtime. We'll see you soon.